March is a time for remembrance and resonance within inside of ourselves. Hi, my name is Amanda Dawn. Here on this channel we connect to our wild, beautiful earth we call home. This March's energy update's been a little bit different than the other ones, and I'm just going with the flow today. So for March coming in, it's kind of the end of winter here, so we're recognizing that we feel a bit stuck in our lives and in our vibrations. Whether we are or not is not the point, but it's just about trying to wear more color and eat different foods and just trying to shake things up a little bit. I love listening to music, even music from the 90s and 2000s that I used to listen to, just to help mix things up a bit for me. But it is about the remembrance. So we are starting to remember more than we ever have in our entire lives. And we are remembering timelines, past lives, other people's timelines and past lives, and things that people or the starseeds or the universe want to share with us. So it can get a bit overwhelming, and as beautiful as it is, sometimes you're living like two lives at the same time. So I live my normal human life, and then at night I'll go into the dreamscape and I'm living out these other timelines that I was looking for something or saving someone, and it's just been really opening and fascinating. So just to know that you're starting to remember more than you ever have before, it's part of the journey. And it's a part of the now. And part of it's about listening to our resonance and really tapping into our emotions and feeling them and honoring them and accepting them and loving them with compassion, because our emotions are our guide. They're our guides telling us to pay attention, to listen up, and to love ourselves. So one of the few animals that has shown up for me this month is the flamingo. So if you don't know what a flamingo is, it is a wonky pink bird because it eats a certain type of crustacean. And it is a water bird, and they're usually found in Florida, kind of tropical United States. I think they're also in Africa. I'm not 100% sure, but the flamingo's becoming a very popular icon everywheres. And it's sort of gangly and misproportionate and totally beautiful. It screams individuality, which is funny because it's also, when there's a group of them together, you think that they would blend in together, but it's still about coming into your light and being yourself and being your brightest self, because you are still a being, but you don't necessarily act like the people beside you. You might look like them, but you are not them and they are not you. And flamingos are really great for helping us connect to our emotions. So I feel like the remembrance, the resonance, this is all coming together this month. So just using the flamingo as a guide to help us remember and help us to feel our emotions and help process our emotions. So what's really fascinating is the flamingo will spend its day in salt water eating, and they have really long legs because the salt water is corrosive to the body, so they can't stay in salt water forever. So they have long legs to keep them out of it. So after they spent their day in the salt water having their food, they will move to a freshwater pool to clean off and spend the evening. And I find that really interesting because they know what they need, and they know when too much is too good for them. Spending all the time in the salt water is bad for their feathers and bad for their body. So just being there for that time period and moving on to something else. It's really interesting to even think of that perspective. Another thing they do is that they actually eat upside down, so their head goes down and their bill kind of shovels up into the debris. And it's just that wonky, different perspective that flamingos can bring us, that there's such an individual aspect to them, and to be creative and try different things and find ways to listen to yourself and express yourself, even if it's not status quo. We are all beautiful light beings, and they want us to know that. They want us to share their messages and to work together with them and work alongside them. Right? And why would we connect with spirit animals? They are able to hold the fifth dimension in their bodies, and so when we are connecting to them, we are connecting into that and expanding ourselves. So it's really fascinating, the importance of the animals on the planet. So with timelines, there's a lot of questions that come up. So I've been working on making a video series for them because I've had this amazing download with my guides, and I really just want to share all the timeline messages. So if you do have any questions, pop them in the comments below, because we are working on that right now. We're so excited, because that's right, timelines are such a big, important part of our life story and the Earth's history, and being a part of other things, perhaps with other people we've had soul contracts with. It's been totally fascinating exploring mine and, hearing and tapping into other people's. Totally fascinating. And the last and most bossiest animal being I wanted to share with you is the dragon. The dragons are here. The dragons want so much to be part of your lives, and they have been showing up very, very obviously to me lately. They kind of showed up back around Christmas, and they've had some stories and stuff they wanted to share with me, but I haven't shared them aloud, and now they're like, get on it, Amanda. We are here. We are getting ready to waken up, and we want people to know that we're here, and we are ready to work with them and help them accomplish what their life's mission is. So symbolically, the dragons represent wisdom. They represent change and transformation. But it's hard to really pin something very specific down on dragons, because there's so many different types of dragons. I didn't know this, but there's so many types of dragons. So many different types. Colors, creations, clans. There's so many different things, and they're so excited to share that with you. But they're asking you not really to put them in a box as much as just be open to the experience, because they are coming. They have so many stories they want to share with you, and to be open to the experience of dragons of all colors, of all shapes, of all sizes, because they are here during this really important period of Earth's history. So right now we're working from transitioning from a 3-dimensional to a 5th-dimensional spirit. So we'll still be in our bodies. That's okay. It's just that everything's been shifting from 3 to 5D, and if you're interested, there's lots of information like on Lori Ladd. She's really helpful, so I will link one of hers at the end for you to check out. So how can we take all of this and really use it to feel a resonance, to feel who we are meant to be, and to honor that? The flamingo can help us get in touch with our emotions and to process through them. And maybe just feeling them's not enough. It's about writing about them. It's about making art about them. It's about taking pictures or trying to find ways in which to release them. I find as we start to acknowledge our patterns in life and how we treat people and how we treat ourselves, once you get that observation going, it's really a lot easier for you to dispel old paradigms and let go of expectations that no longer serve you. So there's always this process of learning about yourself, and just following your gut, like listening to your gut feelings, because they really are there to be your guide. So the dragons are here because they know there's a lot of transformation coming. There's so much wisdom for us to tap into, and there's so much change that we can be a part of if we choose it. So just knowing that the dragons are here to stay, and they are going to want to be working with you and being open to that experience. And last of all is the timelines. Like, it's been such a massive shift in my life with these timelines and being able to like really work and delve down into like the questions that you might have to ask about timelines. Because there's some information on the internet, but there's not nearly enough. And when I discovered I was jumping timelines and what have you, never found anything online to help me. So I'm really excited about this video series. So March is the month of remembrance and resonance, and sometimes you get unstuck from those danky, dark, wintry vibrations. It's good to try different clothes on, wear colors, and to listen to different music. March is going to be such a beautiful, exciting month, and if you feel like life's been a bit hard, it's because we're in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. I didn't know until I was halfway through and I was just like, oh God, not again. I don't generally write them down on the calendar because you can kind of make it through a week or two before you realize it must be Mercury retrograde. So it's going to end on the 10th, so just hold on. It's going to be okay. It's going to totally be okay. So keep tuned for our future videos. If you would like, hit subscribe on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram at Mindful Muse. And we have new videos coming out every Monday so we can connect to this wild, beautiful earth we call home. I'm Amanda Dawn, and thanks so much for watching.